First game of week 2, we got the Browns taking on the Bengals. Although both teams will be desperate for a win here after the disheartening loss that they both suffered against the Ravens and the Chargers, I believe the Browns will have an edge here. Despite their horrible performance last week, I think a lot of that had to do with them just playing against the Ravens, a super strong team, whereas the Bengals struggled against a mediocre team like the Chargers. A bit of a grudge match here. Both teams are in the same division. Both teams have the number 1 draft pick, Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield from a couple of years ago. This is no doubt a big game for both teams, and both will be trying their hardest to prove themselves the victor here. But I believe the Browns will win 13-19. Up next, I see a Chicago win. I think the Bears won just out of luck last week, and I hope they can ride this momentum for at least a little longer. I believe it will be close though, and they will win this one out just 15-17. Next up, I have the Eagles winning 24-27. I believe that they will turn things around from their horrible game against Washington previously, and will have to show everyone that they are still a top-tier team despite that loss. I haven't lost faith in these guys yet, but we'll see how they do this time. Next up, I believe the Cowboys will lose this match. Given the poor choices coaches made previously against the Rams, I feel they will only score 10-23 here, to no fault of the players, but just poor decision-making by Mike McCarthy and the rest of the Cowboy coaches. Next up, I believe Tom Brady and the Buccaneers will beat out the Panthers here, but only by 16-17. Next, I believe the Jaguars can keep their momentum and win this game 17-23, and then the Steelers will beat out the Broncos 12-33. No fault of the Broncos. I believe that they still have a lot of potential this season with their rookies, but I believe the Steelers are just a top-tier team that will show quite a dominant performance on Sunday. Next up, the Titans will win this match 28-31 after their horrible performance against the Broncos. I believe they will be looking to show that they are not that abysmal of a team and that their kicker isn't as bad as he looked in that match. I'm not sure how far the Titans can go this year, but I'm still hoping for something greater than 9-7. Next up, I have the Packers winning this one 19-38. Although I originally thought the Packers would lose this game, their performance last week has me doubting how low I ranked these guys, and I'm questioning just how far these guys could actually go this year. Next up, the Bills will beat the Dolphins in Miami 10-23. Despite the home location, I believe continuing to play Fitzpatrick over Tua will grant them another loss here. If they decide to start Tua instead, things could go differently, but I do not think that is likely to occur. After a few more losses, perhaps then they'll start playing Tua more, but we will see. Next up, I have the Vikings winning this one 16-36 for no reason other than the fact that the Vikings are the better team here. Although they lost previously against the Packers, the amount of points they put on the board makes me believe that Cousins and Thielen can still bring victory to this team this year. Next up, I have the Cardinals beating the Washington football team 18-41. I do like Dwayne Haskins, but I do not think Kyler Murray can be stopped right now, and I see this one being a 40-bird. Next up, I see the Ravens also scoring over 40, 21-44. Ravens look like an unbeatable team this year, and we'll see if that game last week was just a fluke or if this is how they're going to be all year. Next, Kansas City takes on the Chargers. I believe this one will be quite easily 16-24. Patrick Mahomes is just too strong for this Chargers defense right now, and I don't see how the Chargers offense could really keep up with this squad right now. Last year's champions are looking strong, and I don't see them dropping out of the top 5 anytime soon, probably ever this year. Next up, I see the Seahawks victory over the Patriots 27-34. Typically, the Seahawks win their home games without the 12th man. I'm not quite sure how much of an edge being at home is really going to give them, but I believe the bonds that Wilson has built in this team will shine brighter than the ones that Cam has been able to do with his new team in the months he's been the starter quarterback. I'm not doubting Cam Newton's skills as a leader, but I think Russell Wilson has an edge over Cam with his experience. And given his dominant performance last Sunday, this feels like we could see an MVP season from Wilson. And Monday night, the last game, Saints playing Raiders. Despite how good the Saints looked, I gotta give Oakland the edge here. Vegas. Given that this is the first home game for the new Raiders, I just think they can beat the odds this time to win their first ever Las Vegas home game. I see them winning this one out 19-22. And that's it, bye.